Welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows, where demons gather. My name is Resident Unleashed, and let us open up the Demon Compendium to locate none other than the mind-dwelling Kobold Hoarder, Kobold. Kobold is a sprite stemming from Germanic mythology and surviving into modern times in German folklore. Their name stems from the Latin kobalus and the Greek kobolos, meaning rogue. Although they are usually invisible, a kobold can materialize in the form of an animal, fire, a human being, and a candle. The most common depiction of kobolds show them as human-like figures, the size of small children. Kobolds who live in human homes wear the clothing of peasants. Those who live in mines are hunched and ugly. Kobolds who live on ships smoke pipes and wear sailors' clothing. Legends tell of three major types of kobolds. Most commonly, the creatures are house spirit of ambivalent nature. While they sometimes perform domestic chores, they play malicious tricks if insulted or neglected. Famous kobolds of this type include King Goldemar, Hinzelmann, and Hordekin. Another type of kobold haunts underground places such as mines. A third kind of kobold, the Klabautermann, lives aboard ships and helps sailors. Kobold beliefs are evidence of the survival of pagan customs after the Christianization of Germany. Belief in kobolds date to at least the 13th century, when German peasants carved kobold effigies for their homes. Such pagan practices may have derived from beliefs in the mischievous kobolds of ancient Greece, the household Lares and Penates of ancient Rome, or native German beliefs in a similar room spirit called Kobold. Kobold beliefs mirror legend of similar creatures in other regions of Europe, and scholars have argued that the names of creatures such as goblin and kabouter derive from the same root as kobold. This may indicate a common origin for these creatures, or it may represent cultural borrowings and influence of European peoples upon one another. Similarly, subterranean kobolds may share their origins with creatures such as gnomes and dwarves. In Shin Megami Tensei, Kobold is described as a German fairy with a dog-like face. It is also stated that they are fond of dwelling in mines. This information is located in the following compendium entries. Origin: Germany. Fairies that appear as tiny people in legends. Kobolds dwell in mines and are said to change the ores there. Thus, the ores they create is known as kobold. Kobolds are generally good-natured spirits, but get brutal revenge if insulted. A German fairy commonly depicted as a small creature with a dog-like face. They appear in mines and switch out vulnerable materials for useless ones, thus acting as the namesake for kobold. Kobold made his first appearance in Megami Tensei 2, and since then he has made an appearance in only a handful of titles. These titles include Shin Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei 2, Shin Megami Tensei If, Last Bible 2, Last Bible 3, Last Bible Special, Majin Tensei 2, Gitten Megami Tensei Tokyo Moku Shiroku, Megami Ibunroku Persona, Devil Survivor, and Devil Survivor 2. Kobold is generally encountered as a common demon and either falls under the Jirai race or the Toki race throughout the Shin Megami Tensei universe. However, he has made one notable appearance in Devil Survivor, where he is the first demon that allies the protagonist. He has also been fortunate enough to have some roles in Shin Megami Tensei Tokyo Revelation and Devil Survivor 2 the animation. In Tokyo Revelation, several kobolds are summoned by Akito Kobayashi using a lesbian orgy early on in the film, where they possess girls and attempt to capture Saki Yagami. After they fail thanks to the ninjas Marika Kusaka and Takehiko Kuki, they return to their masters Gagisen and Akito. Akito later uses them to help capture one of the ninjas, Saki, by surprise, but eventually stop following his orders after getting the girl and beating him up on Gagisen's order. They are then sacrificed in the summoning ritual used to bring Ose to Earth. In Devil Survivor 2 the animation, there are several hostile kobold found shortly after the subway crash, where Hibiki and Daiichi examine the area only to find them roaming around, eating the corpses and attacking the survivors. The main design of Kobold consists of a brown humanoid dog wearing bits of yellow armor and a belt that holds up a green loincloth. He also wields a large metal pole. However, he has had several different designs throughout the game, such as, in his first appearance, Kobold appeared as though he was a brown goblin-like creature, with blue robes, a club, shoes, and ochre-coloured hair. In Last Bible, Kobold is depicted as a light brown humanoid dog warrior bearing blue armor. Last Bible 2 showcases Kobold as a cartoonish dog warrior with armor, a shield, and a sword. And in Last Bible 3, Kobold appears as a floppy brown humanoid dog with the shoulder pad on his right shoulder, a knife, a wooden shield, and is wearing a grass skirt. Kobold's skills throughout the series consist of mostly support skills. In some titles, he also has access to physical and magic skills. In Megami Tensei 2, he has access to Poison Fang and, as an enemy, Flee. In Shin Megami Tensei, he is weak to magical attacks and resists fire, ice, electric, nerve, expel, curse, and charge. He has access to the skills Raku Kaja, Suku Kaja, and Patra. In Shin Megami Tensei If, he takes Null from Expel and resists Curse, and possesses the same skills as Shin Megami Tensei with the addition of Meteor and Paraladi. In Last Bible, he has access to Freeze and Ice 1. In Majin Tensei 2 Spiral Nemesis, he has access to Raiden. In Gitten Megami Tensei Tokyo Moku Shiroku, he has access to Bite, Damu, Illuso, Rakukaja, and Dia. In Megami Ibunroku Persona, he is weak to Axe, Shotgun, Tech, Wind, and Blast, while taking Null from Electric and draining Earth. He wields the skills Magnara, Agi, and Destruction Smash. In Devil Survivor, he is weak to Fire and Mystic, and he is able to learn Hero Aid. In Devil Survivor 2, he is weak to Fire and Curse, and he has access to Snipe, Hero Aid, Anger Hit, Fizz Up, Fatal Strike, and Life Bonus. And lastly, here is his stats listed for Last Bible 2, Last Bible 3, and Majin Tensei 2. Before I mentioned how Kobold had made an appearance in Shin Megami Tensei 2, but his appearance is unique. Instead of appearing as an enemy, he appears as an NPC of the underworld. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Demon History. If you enjoyed this episode of Demon History, leave a like and subscribe to help support my channel and the production of this series. Do you have a demon that you'd like to see in an episode of Demon History? Leave your suggestions in the comments section down below.